Greetings and welcome from me to you as we return once again to the good old Wii U. And like the last time, we'll be using Nintendo's little console that almost could to play something that probably would feel a lot more at home on the Switch. But hey, that's how the cookie crumbles. We're playing Freedom Planet, by the way. This is actually a pretty spiffy little game. I've been actually kind of meaning to play it at some point soon, but due to recent events, I've decided that I wanted to upgrade that sometime soon to after my next playthrough is finished. So, now that that's finally happened, why don't we get into this? But first, a fun little cutscene. Galaxy Trail. That sounds like a really familiar sound. Guess it kind of sounds like anything from an arcade, but still. Some place, Shuicheng Palace, planet Avalice? Is that how you say it? That's some pretty good-looking water, by the way. That's some Genesis-ass sounding Genesis music. There is some kind of epic space battle going on here, except it's not really in space, but still.
My turn.
Holy shit, that kind of looked like General Scales. But just a little bit more insectoidy.
Walls are impenetrable!
Your floor isn't.
Well then, if death is what you seek, then I will gladly provide it!
Someone did not mix the audio well here.
Your Majesty. In fact, you should be proud. Your son is moments away from inheriting the throne.
Dale!
I tried, Father!
What do you want with us?
How shall I explain this? I'm gifting your son with my knowledge. It will make him the most powerful ruler your world has ever known. And he will answer to no one but me.
Damn.
No! Murderer!
Prepare the Snatcher.
The Snatcher? Oh, what the fuck?
A crisis has befallen our world. For centuries we have depended on the Kingdom Stone, but its strength is fading. It cannot keep up with our growing demand for energy. The Prince of Shuiga, poisoned with madness over the death of his father, has bred machines across the land to steal energy from other kingdoms. Tensions are growing, and I fear that war may be inevitable.
Well, this is an awfully dark start to a game that's called Freedom Planet. Yeah, even making it even more interesting is knowing a little bit of the history behind this game. This is a game that, believe it or not, well, actually, it's probably a little bit more believable than not, but this thing actually once started off as a Sonic the Hedgehog fan game. And I mean, even kind of looking at its aesthetic here, you can kind of understand the similarities, but you'll see them clear as day once we actually get into the game. But yeah, it originally started off as a Sonic fan project back in the early 2010s, and as soon as it kind of was developing farther along, they decided to swap out the Sonic characters for original characters that I believe were provided by somebody on DeviantArt. This was an internet collaboration of a game, as far as I understand it. And yeah, a demo popped up for it back in 2012. It's since had a successful Kickstarter, and then it showed up on the PC, on Windows PC, on 2014, and then about a year later, it showed up on some of the other OSs, as well as the Wii U, which is, of course, the version that I'm playing on right now. And I believe that there was actually a PS4 version that kind of flew under the radar a couple months ago, actually. I think it was back in March 2017. But yeah, we got the Wii U version, and that's the version that we're going to be playing. And yes, we're going to be playing the Adventure Mode, because why not? You can either play on the Adventure Mode or play in the Classic Mode. The Adventure Mode is where you get like the cutscenes and stuff like that, and Classic Mode is kind of a more traditional type of game. But first, I want to just check my settings here. I'm going to have the music at 80% because sometimes that shit can get drowned out. So yeah, we will. I actually have played some of this before as both the main characters that you start off with, but Yeah. One of the reasons why I kind of felt like playing this was actually because we were playing Rumbo on a stream with my brother Hoax. I have an archive version of it up, and I kept on playing as this character here. Her name is Lilac, and she's a pretty cool bean, and she's actually a default character in Rumbo in the Xbox One version. I think she was like extra free DLC in the Wii U version, but yeah. Seeing that character pop up all the time just kind of made me want to actually go through this. So I'm going to, and we're, going to play the adventure mode. Oh, one other thing that I want to talk a little bit about in this is the fact that despite the fact that this is a traditionally 2D game with 2D controls, you actually can't use the Wii Remote, or at least I've noticed that you can't use the Wii Remote, so I'm kind of resorted to using the gamepad here, which is a little bit weird. I kind of wish that you could use the Wii Remote, but aside from that, I think that's really the only technical complaint that I have with this thing. I guess if you really, really want to, you can just go and get the PS4 version, or I could just go and get the PS4 version, but screw that, I have this version, and I'll probably end up getting it on a sale anyway, but that sale hasn't come yet, so fuck it. Anywho, enough with this lollygag, and let's actually get on with it. Yeah, I heard the story mode in this game is actually kind of ridiculous, especially considering the kind of game that it's trying to be. So that makes me even more curious. Also, a meteor just crash landed. There's insect general scales. Not exactly sure what I would call him there. 3 days later, in the valley to the east. Well, there's the tornado.
Huh? Where are you going? I have to make sure they're okay. Can't you be Little Miss Heropants some other time? Not a chance!
I'm always Little Miss Hero Pants. Fuck you.
I'll go by myself. Yippee.
And now I can choose between either Lilac or Carl. That's how they say her name, and that always kind of weirds me out. I didn't know that Carl was I know Carol could be kind of a unisex name, but whatever. We're Lilac. Yes, we're going to be the Purple Lady. We're going to be the Purple Lady who I continuously doom to falling off of platforms that disappear after the color changes. So yeah, already you can kind of already notice that there's a bit of a Genesis feeling vibe going on with this game. Although with a lot more ladders. In fact, there's actually quite a lot of different, it definitely does a lot to differentiate itself from its obvious inspirations, but you can still tell it's there. Especially considering how fast the characters moves, the fact that those are a thing, those little sideways kind of things. I can run up the walls. That's especially brand new. Not being sarcastic either, you couldn't really run up walls very well unless they were pre-programmed walls, but you saw how I ran up that wall. It was something fierce. There was bugs here. Cyclone! Here it actually makes sense when she says it as opposed to Rumbo, where she just says that as part of her double jump, even though she does no cycloning of any description whatsoever. Boing! Kinda weird that you actually have to manually jump to get the... Oh, didn't make that. Did anybody remember all those old Sonic fan games that used to just be kind of all over the place? I remember playing quite a handful of them, and I think they were all old game maker projects and stuff like that. Yeah, and there was something that you can't do in Sonic for sure. You can't punch things, or I guess tail whip them in my case. Remembering all the buttons. Ah, yes, there's my spin dash, except it's not really a spin dash, it's more like a spin jump almost, because you can use it in midair and you can control it, and it's actually pretty freaking rad, but it does operate on a bit of a cooldown. Also, I don't know if I can do it straight up. Can I do it straight up? One way to find out. Nope, you can only go diagonally or forward. Not really a big deal. There is something very Sega CD about this music. And And I think that's what they were kind of going for. Like, despite a personal complaint that I have with it, I can kind of see what they were going for. I've mentioned this before, but as far as growing up with games, I didn't really, like, start really... I mean, like, my family had had a classic Nintendo back when we lived in a really old place, back in a super rural part of Ontario. But yeah, as opposed to like, well, I wouldn't. I don't know if Wyerton would be rural, like completely rural. But the point is that we had an NES there. But we also eventually had like a Genesis for a little while. But yeah, the first console that I ever had that was mine was a Genesis, so I technically started like gaming on my own in the 16-bit generation. And so as a result, I have a particular affinity for a lot of 16-bit aesthetics, particularly when it comes to audio. I absolutely friggin' love the FM chip in the Genesis. The YM21 something. I don't remember the exact number, but all I know is that I kinda heart it. Okay, how do I get over there, or can I? Is that a place that Lilac can access? It does have that going on. It does have that whole there is stuff over here, but only a certain character can get it thing going on, I'm pretty sure. So we'll see what happens when I jump up all the way over here. Nope. Let's try that again. Okay, I think I'm overshooting it just a little bit. Ooh. Or can I not do anything with that? Oh well, whatever. Just another mystery to solve later, I guess, as we tail whip a cannon. That's what you do, right? That's canon, right? Ah, that's indeed what we gotta do. We gotta push this thing over here now that we've brought it back down. But yeah, I absolutely love the way that the Genesis always sounded. And so, for a game that's been so heavily inspired by Genesis stuff, I was always kind of, not upset, but disappointed that there wasn't a variant of the soundtrack that you could set where you could actually get the, like, Genesis-sounding audio, which is actually something that a few games have actually done. There's Castle of Illusion, the 3D remake that came out a couple years back. I think I've talked about this one before, too, and how it offered you to use the Genesis soundtrack. There's a game called Pierre Solar, or is it Pierre Solaire? I don't know the actual pronunciation for it, but that started off as a Genesis homebrew, but it eventually found its way onto the PS4, and it has both Genesis and audio and visual options for those who want to use it. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's clear that this thing is trying to evoke either more so the Sega CD or the Saturn, even. Alright, so just gonna beat up this sand crawler. It's really purpley sound crawler. Oof. You have been defeated. It even kind of makes Genesis-y sounding noises. Yep. More Sonic elements just kind of popping up. Even got water like Sonic. Except I think Lilac is actually super competent underwater. I think you can actually make her swim. I know at some point I will show off the other characters, because there are other two characters. There's Carl, and there's also some cat chick, except if I recall correctly, that third chick is actually kind of terrible. So I don't know, I might make a bonus video, or I might do an adventure run at some point and show her off, because, yeah, she has like almost completely different controls. She gets to use a motorcycle that you can use to ride on ceilings with. It's fucking nuts. She's basically the Knuckles of the game. I really do love her spin attack. Uh-oh. I went the wrongish way. That's okay, though. We can spin dash. Spin dashing is always good. Oh, and double jumping is also nice when it saves you. Whoop. This is something that my brother Hoax actually did play quite a while ago, and I think that's how I initially found out about it. But yeah. Ah! I like finding out things. I like finding like things through people. It's always fun. Ah! Gotta go up these tricky when you don't want to actually use your double jump. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Yep. Ooh, what's down here? All of the shinies, all sorts of fly. Oh my god, that is literally like the... That's totally like a walking version of the drill enemy from Marble Gardens. Even explode like Sonic enemies. Well, I guess that's more of an arcade trope in general, but still. There's an exclamation point sign. What could that possibly mean? I don't know. Let's go and jump. Whoa! What the fuck? Let's try that again. Whee! Ah, there we go. What the heck does that do? Oh, that just made... Oh! It unlocked an underwater passage. Oh yeah, and see, we can actually swim. And attack. We can even spin charge. Shit that you wish Sonic could do. And, you know, stuff that he might be able to do. At some point. I actually haven't really followed up on I've seen a good bit of Sonic Mania, and I'm definitely looking forward to that coming out very soon. But I'm actually not sure about if they've done anything with the underwater stuff or not. Oh Jesus! Oh Jesus! You know, I could have just stayed up there and avoided this rolling catastrophe, but no, I want to be stylish. Whee! Now, if only they could get that thing to become a whale, then it would totally be true to the Sonic experience. Man, look at... Oh, no. That was super cool until the very end, when I actually got hit by one of the fucking rocks. Come on. Oh. There you go. This is just a typical Saturday for Lilac. It's not even Saturday, it's like Thursday. This is a typical Thursday for Lilac. Oh. Take that. Oh. Music kind of bug out for a second? Well, no time to explain any of that. The boss is exploding. Really hope that thing wasn't like, you know, a native life form that was doing absolutely nothing wrong. But whatever, we still won. And we got blue orb gems.
How many chasers are left? Tell me!
You didn't say please.
Don't play games with me, duckling! Tell me!
His name is Serpentine.
Fine, be that way.
His name is Torque.
Shah! Where's that blasted snake mount? have to do this the hard way! I can do this all day!
Wow, these people are unnecessarily ruthless.
What is this hideous creature?
Bitch, I'm not hideous, I'm adorable.
Stay back.
Oh no! The Duckman comes with me!
Duckman. That was a TV show.
I'm not gonna let you eat him.
What the? Too easy.
Yeah. Really?
Whoa, that was a close one. Thank you, Miss,
Lilac.
Miss Lilac.
Are you okay? I saw a huge explosion back there.
Oh man, the differences between the audio recording quality is so amazing.
You've been following me this whole time, haven't you?
Duh.
I take it you know this guy.
Girl.
This girl?
She's like my tail, always right behind me.
Carol the Wildcat, at your service. And this is Lilac.
What?
Well, I'm Torque. I'm a shell duck.
A shell duck.
Shell duck?
It's more of a nickname. I'm not exactly from around here.
Dragon Valley. Lilac's treehouse. Duh.
What are you doing out here? The skies haven't been safe for days.
Okay, so it's not just me, the audio was kind of glitching out. What the fuck?
Someone is about to steal.
The Kingdom Stone. That's impossible.
Oops, that was me by accident. Or what?
Only I could steal it.
You wish.
Well, it's already happening. Marizawa's sending troops in disguise to the ancient temple. I have to warn them.
Carol and I are pretty fast. We could run over there for you.
Seriously?
Yup, I've got a motorcycle and she's a dragon. They're like super fast.
I've got a motorcycle, she's a fucking dragon.
Turn straight.
Also worth noting is that pretty much hitting any button will advance the dialogue, so if you're like me and you like to just kind of prop the gamepad against your, like, leg or something when you're, like, not using it for these particular things, just be careful that it doesn't, you know, hit the ginormous fucking bumper buttons on the side of the pad, because I just did that and that's why a piece of dialogue skipped, whatever.
It's worth a shot. Hurry over there before it's too late.
Doubt really anybody is that enthralled in this plot yet.
What about you?
I'll catch up with you as soon as I find all my stuff.
Right. Come on, Carol.
Yeah, like I said, you can totally tell that this was an internet collaboration.
General Gong.
You two again?
It's nice to see you, too.
We have to talk to you. The Kingdom Stone is in danger.
Don't be ridiculous. Nothing gets past my nose.
That's a pretty small nose!
Will you just listen for a minute?
Yeah, come on.
What is the meaning of this? We mean no disrespect. We're just
You
trying
heard
to...
what the General said. There's nothing to worry about.
Hey, that time it advanced on its own.
Don't make me repeat myself.
Well, they sound like they know what they're doing. Why don't we just charge up and go home, huh? What do you say?
I don't know. I feel like they're hiding something from us.
Yeah! A giant truck. Train. Oh, that's some pretty Genesis-y sounding music right there.
Follow me.
And so the epic adventure really starts to begin. However, I do believe that we are going to cut off at this point just because, if I remember correctly, this level actually is kind of long. So, yeah, what's going to happen next? Just what exactly are these people trying to hide from us? Could it possibly have anything to do with that fucked up shit that happened at the very beginning of the game? There's only one way to find out, and that is to tune into the next exciting episode of Let's Play Freedom Planet. Until then, take care.